Hello, everybody. Well, that was a bonkers ending to the Warriors-Spurs game, with the Warriors playing their skeleton crew, but the skeleton crew had brought it back to a 5-point game with under 5 minutes left. Poole starts his ISO. Something pretty important happens in the background. Jonathan Kuminga cuts hard, 45-degree cut, and that is going to set off red alerts all over the Spurs defense. Kamenga had come alive in the fourth quarter and was just going right to the rim on the smaller lineup, and this is going to attract two men to rotate to him. Now the defense is in collapse. Poole is actually not having a lot of luck getting by Derek White, but thanks to Kuminga's gravity here, he brings Devin Vassell and Bates Diop sinking all the way hard into the paint, which leaves one defender to guard two. Poole does a great job to put his head up and just look around to see who's open, and he sees Damion Lee. Damion Lee lifts to give Jordan Poole a better angle for the kick-out pass. These two Spurs, I don't know why they're both on Kuminga. I think it's just a straight-up mix-up. And right in Vassell's face, that is an incredible shot from D. Lee. On this play, the Warriors pull off this incredible team rebound. A complete scramble for the ball. Bates Diop has the inside position, but Kamenga comes up hard behind him to try to contest. Kamenga does knock the ball free. Bates Diop goes up, jumping for it, trying to save the ball. Chiozza hustles right in to contest saving the ball, and the ball just pops straight up, and it's going to fall out of bounds. Well, Moses Moody is standing here. He's tippy-toeing to stay in bounds. He's got one leg in bounds. He's counterbalancing with this other leg. He's grabbed the ball. He's falling out of bounds, and he whips it in. Fantastic play. I don't know if that was very wise. It's probably not, in general principle, a good idea to save it under your basket, but it worked, so I'm not going to complain. Kuminga runs down, turns this into a corner three from Damion Lee. It is contested, but Damion Lee had just hit a shot. Probably not a bad play. Remember, Moses Moody is the guy who was falling out of bounds when he saved that ball, so he's had to bust his butt running down the court just to get back into the picture for this shot. The ball's still in the air. The Spurs are looking a little dispirited, and nobody's really boxing out over here. So Moody goes up. This would have been an incredible putback if he could have done this. Oh, he couldn't quite hang on to it, but Moody goes hard to the floor, scrambling to get this ball. I can't help but think about this one play that stuck out when watching Moses Moody's college games. This is in the Sweet 16. Arkansas is on the verge of getting massively upset in a 3-15 upset, and Moody is having a nightmare of a game. His jumper is just not working, and despite that, he tries to get his team going with sheer hustle. On this inbounds, he just sneaks up behind and pops it free. And he goes hard to the floor. And they get a big jump ball. The Spurs seemed a little disoriented that the Warriors had come all the way back like this. We have DeJounte Murray taking a screen. The Warriors are going to surprise him by springing a double team trap on him. He gets rid of the ball fast. Keldon Johnson is a screener and he's open, so the Spurs do have a 3-on-2 over here if they can get the ball to Johnson, but they don't execute right, and instead the ball just whips around to the perimeter, and you get this corner three that they could have gotten anytime. I can't tell if Jonathan Kuminga four-dimensional chessed this or whether he just improvised it really well. Damion Lee is the only person really trying to run the offense at this point, and so he's pointing to these guys that they should stay on the wing and so that they can have a three-man game. Moody's going to run over like he wants to go to the corner, but Jonathan Kuminga is going to signal with his hand, no, stay where you are. There's a little hand signal, stay. So Moody says, oh, all right, I'll just stay over here. The ball's eventually going to swing to Damion Lee, and Kamenga is being guarded by Keldon Johnson right now. This is the slightly smaller Lonnie Walker, and since Kuminga's in this position, he's supposed to get a pin down when the ball comes to this side. And the way the Spurs defend things right now, they're switching everything, so that means Lonnie Walker is going to come over to guard Kuminga, which seems to be a matchup that Kuminga is hunting. I think he just thinks Lonnie Walker's 6'4", 205 pounds. Keldon Johnson's 6'5", 220 pounds. I like my chances on the smaller guy. I'm just going to bulldoze him. Damion Lee's dribbling over. Moses Moody sets a screen on Kuminga's man. Kuminga comes across. Damion Lee tosses it over. And as prophesized, here comes the smaller Lonnie Walker. D. Lee is turning this into a dribble handoff screen. And so he's going to try to screen Lonnie Walker so Kuminga could bust around. But if Kamenga takes the screen, then Devin Vassell is going to switch onto him. And it looks to me that he's intentionally hunting Lonnie Walker. Kuminga is going to pause and not take the screen. So that keeps Lonnie Walker on him. And so Kuminga basically turns this into an ISO, and he's going to try to just curl with power. One little head fake to get Lonnie Walker in the air. Raw power to go up. He actually gets contact with the arm, and Kuminga is starting to look like a veteran here. As the ball goes to the net, he turns immediately to the ref and has got his arms out saying, hey, I got fouled there. I'm not sure it's a foul. I think Walker had his arm straight up and Kuminga ran into it. But anyway, that is a strong power move to the basket. That's the stuff that Kuminga's already doing at a good NBA level. Another screen up high for DeJounte Murray. But unfortunately, they're bringing Jonathan Kuminga into the play. Chiozza is guarding Murray at the moment. They probably should have taken their chances isoing Chiozza, because we may have mentioned Kuminga, Monsieur, is not happy with the service. He is pissed that he didn't get that foul call. He's pumped up because he made a huge basket. He is itching to defend the point of attack. And so he says, oh, are you forcing me to switch? My pleasure. He comes out like he's shot out of a cannon going for Murray. And then now it's going to be just Kuminga trying to use his athleticism to harass Murray and contest any shot. And if Murray gets past him, he's just going to trust that one of the defenders is going to rotate behind him. Kuminga does a pretty good job of forcing Murray to drive parallel to the lane and into the help, such as it is, of Chiozza. And that causes Murray to get up in the air without a plan, and he chucks it into the stands. This is Jordan Poole just isoing and trying to beat his man off the dribble and then kicking. Poole is going to turn the corner on his defender, forces the help to come from the low weak side man, which now leaves 2 being guarded by 1. Poole kind of looks doomed. He gets into the air. The hard contest comes. The ball does get to Kuminga. Poole suggests a rotation to the open Chiozza. So here it comes. Hard closeout. I don't know if they got the scouting report that Chiozza doesn't really shoot, but Chiozza was shooting today and he did hit some shots. Chiozza attacks the closeout. The Spurs are already in trouble because Poole had already drawn 2. So we have 1 guarding 2 up here. Chiozza drives to lock that in, and then he's going to find whichever man is open to pass it to. The Warriors react nicely. Moody spaces out so that he and Damion Lee can be as far apart as possible to make it impossible for Derek White to guard both of them. Chiozza gets really deep. I did not think he was going to get this pass off. It's kind of a crazy angle. Derek White also did not think he'd be able to get this pass off, because I think he thought the only one he could pass it to is Moody, and so he's jumping this lane. But instead, Chiozza sort of defies biomechanics and gets a pretty good pass off to Damion Lee. Amazing. I mean, look at this. Chiozza is driving towards the basket. The ball is, I think, on his left side right now. Does it really look like he's going to be able to get this pass over to Damion Lee? The Warriors were definitely picking on Lonnie Walker IV. Whoever he's guarding is coming up to set the screen, and it's Damion Lee. He wants to get Jordan Poole isoing Lonnie Walker. Spurs are switching everything, so the easiest thing he can do is come over and do a dribble handoff to Poole. The dribble handoff, and then he's setting a screen for Poole. The Spurs are going to auto switch this, which gets Lonnie Walker onto Jordan Poole. And you can see that the Warriors are happy with what's happened. So at this point, Poole and Damion Lee are running the offense, right? And Damion Lee is waving off Chiozza. Chiozza is thinking, do I come over here and set a screen? What do I do? And Damion Lee is waving him off, saying, no, you stay way over there so that this ISO can happen in peace. More pointing like, no, you go over there. Chiozza takes one step back because he's already so far away from the play. Anyway, Lonnie Walker plays pretty good defense on this Poole drive. Poole just has to throw a hand grenade to Chiozza, poor guy. Chiozza does manage to strong-arm his way into the paint and try to vomit up a shot against Derek White. Chiozza is in here hustling for the rebound, but the dude is short, so it's going to be pretty rough for him to get it. There are 3 Spurs right around the ball here. The ball's not exactly flying off at a weird angle, but there's one Moses Moody. He just insinuated himself into this play. If they had lost the game, he would have never forgotten this shot, but because they pulled this game out, we can laugh about it now. He has this point-blank layup. Maybe he should have just dunked it. And he misses it. This is a crazy drive by Poole. Jonathan Kamenga is yelling at a Warrior coming up on the side here. And you see this defender turn his head for a split second to see what the heck Jonathan Kuminga is going on about. And at that moment, Poole's going to cross over and blow by. He took just a peek and now Poole is gone. Now he's going to try to dribble and do this Euro step. Very clever. I think he might have dragged his feet. It probably was a travel. But, you know, it wasn't called, so we take those. Picking on Chiozza again. I'm definitely not trying to pick on Chiozza. I think he gets way too much flack from Dub Nation. He's 5'11", 175 pounds, so there's just limitations to what you can do when a bigger dude is dribbling right at you and just trying to body you into the basket. But he plays hard, he organizes the offense, and he's on a two-way contract. He's literally the 16th man on the team, so I really don't know what people are expecting from the 16th man. So given all that, I'm satisfied with Chiozza. But having said that, he is getting completely picked on down the stretch here. Kamenga says, okay, I've had enough of you trying to bully my smaller brother. I want a shot at you. So DeJounte says, fine. That's a pretty nice shot. I like Kuminga's assertiveness on this play. He just got the go-ahead jumper put in his eyeball by Murray here, so he says, I know the Spurs are going to switch, so I'm going to set a screen. Murray will switch to me, and I'm going to post him up and put him in the basket. There's the switch. Here he is calling for the ball. I think Poole had been thinking maybe I'll take some kind of screen on the perimeter and just fire it up in the next 4 seconds and get a free shot. But Kamenga is really insistent that he wants this post up. Poole is looking at sending it into Kamenga. Murray does a great job of fronting Kamenga, so Poole changes the angle by relaying it through Moody. Kamenga gives him an area to throw to, so Moody will feed the post. Murray was leaning with all of his weight against Kamenga, and he ended up just falling down. One of the rare times I've seen the offensive player pull the chair out from under the defender. And now Kamenga has a lane to the basket. Has to be a rotation here. Now the challenge is, can Kamenga under this pressure find the open man? Who's the open man? At this point, we've got one guarding two, but this is pretty hard with two defenders right in his face. So Jordan Poole sweeps around to be the release. And Poole goes for the corner three. That ball took a kind of crazy angle rebound, and Damion Lee did not give up on this. He came and swooped in to knock the ball free. Now it's just complete random pachinko time. Damion Lee still tracking the ball, and out of nowhere comes our guy Moses Moody. He waits for DeJounte Murray to have his back to Moody, and Moody swoops in on the blind side, just like in that NCAA play. Moody goes down to the ground, and this is quite a scene here. 4 Spurs are jumping on him. This is like the NFL here. Poole, he's cherry-picking right in the dunker spot, and he's just waiting for the ball to come to him. He can feel it. Damion Lee also engaged here. He's waiting for the ball to come to him. There's Moody. He gets right down into the scrum. He's got the ball in his hands, and I think he's kind of pushing it out of this scrum. In the background here, Jordan Poole had been in the dunker spot, but now he says, hey, hit me in the three-point corner. Damion Lee is used to this kind of action and says, no problem, my philosophical brother. Swish. Ay caramba, that was a wild play. Oh my goodness. Steph Curry is so pumped. He's got double OK threes going here. And before we go any further, what is up, Steph, with this outfit? This is some kind of crazy velour bag. I just want to know how many hairless cats had to die to make this outfit. Come on, Steph. Let's wear something more environmentally sustainable. Steph, I think he's trying to explain to Jordan Poole that he's got ice in his veins. It's a very subtle difference between the 3-shot gun of Sean Livingston and ice in your veins, but I believe that to be an official 3-shot gun, you've got to reload the 3-shot gun, and this is just more of a, hey, I'm observing that your blood is colder than a normal human's. Jordan Poole says, oh, interesting. Are you observing that I have freezing cold fluids in my bloodstream? Let me check for myself. Oh yes, I do appear to have sub-zero Celsius fluids in my blood. Steph goes up for the body bump. Poole, I don't know if this is safe to stick your tongue out when you're about to do body bump. I suggest you wear a mouth guard. Bonk. And Poole coming in for another body bump. I think this is Juan Toscano Anderson flying by. I like how Poole has individualized celebrations with everybody here. Damion Lee comes into the picture. Here he is. Immediately says, okay, it's D. Lee. We're the two elders here. We got to be serious here. It's time to talk continental philosophy and think about the big picture. Damion Lee says, while you're thinking about the big picture, I'm going to headbutt you and explain that you're a bad man. And Poole says, that's just what David Hume would have said. Yes, I accept the results of your audit of my badassery.